Week 6 is going to be fairly busy. We've got 2 chapters to cover. This is normally done over a 2-week period instead of 1 week. The aggregate summary queries are pretty easy. Students don't usually have a problem with them. And you're going to start by reading the chapter in the book and then kind of review the lecture demo, and then get into the textbook assignment. And there are videos for the tasks. Task 1 through 4, I kind of grouped into one video. Task 5 and 6 are separate. But these aggregate or summary queries are pretty powerful. They give you a lot of statistics, like average, sum, maximum, minimum. They'll count the number of entries, that type of thing. And so you're going to be working with those. And then you do have a final project assignment where you're going to create 4 aggregate queries using the data in your tables. And you cannot use count by itself for all 4. So if you wanted to do like max with count or min with count, that would be okay. But you can't just use count by itself. And if you have quite a few text columns, remember you can use max and min on text columns. Okay. So I would probably keep this super simple. There is no requirement that you join tables or anything like that. So the simpler, the better for this. And then chapter 6, this one is harder because it deals with subqueries, and those are queries that are inside other queries. So it's like a nested query. And you can put subqueries in a where clause, in a having clause, in a from clause, and in a select. So I have all sorts of examples in here. Definitely read through this because, as I said, most students find subqueries to be a little confusing and more difficult to use. So what I've done in the textbook assignment is I've kind of walked you through using some simpler subqueries. Okay, I try to keep them simple. The ones in the book tend to be, a little more complex. So we go through how to do the different types of subqueries. They're typically in where clauses, but you will also learn how to put them in a select clause. Okay, so here it's in the where. You can see the entire select is inside there. Here we've got it in the where clause as well. Okay, and then when we get down here to task 3, you'll actually see how it's used in a select clause. And in a select clause, it actually creates a new column. Okay, so you'll become more familiar with subqueries. And then for the lab assignment, there's only one task that involves subqueries. Okay, the other tasks in this assignment are designed to review what we've learned so far. So you're going to have to download either the SQL files or you can open up the text files and copy and paste. But we're going to create a table. Okay, and then you're going to create some queries to answer the questions. And I've got some sample output here. And there is more than one correct way to answer the question. So if you can answer the question and your output looks a little bit different, that's okay as long as you've answered the question. Okay, so if you make assumptions, because these are pretty broad statements, so if you make any assumptions, then just in the comments, tell me what you assumed. Okay, so these are pretty broad questions. That is done on purpose to give you guys some flexibility. And these do not require subqueries. Then you get down here to task 2. This is also a review, and you do not use subqueries here either. So this is doing some data updates and creating tables, adding constraints, that kind of thing. Where you are going to have to use the subqueries is in task 3. So if you get stuck on this, let me know and I will help you. Okay, then task 4 is using CTE tables. Once you are done with that, you are going to do your Unit 3 quiz. And again, these quizzes are set up very similar to the MTA exam. So these are not your vanilla true false multiple choice questions. These are questions that are similar to what you're going to see on that test. Now, the book covers SQL Server extensions. And I have made this extra credit. Extensions are not part of the standard language, which means that if you use MySQL or another SQL application, you're not going to find the extensions. They're only part of SQL Server. So if you would like to do the extra credit, I've got instructions here. Okay, this is set up very similar to our textbook assignment. Okay. And then once you finish this, you will upload to the Dropbox. Okay, and obviously, because it's extra credit, totally optional, you do not have to do it. This is going to be a very busy week. I do not think chapter 5 will take you very long, but chapter 6 is going to be a little bit more challenging, especially task 3 in the lab assignment. So if you get stuck on anything or if you need help, please let me know because I am here to help you.